This is reporter Julie Spencer, and I'd like to welcome you to Newsline, Iowa City. Please join me today as we talk with Karen Kubby, downtown business owner and president of the Iowa City Downtown District. Hello. Karen, can you give me a little information about the Iowa City Downtown District and what its goals and mission is?
Yeah, I'd be excited to talk about the Iowa City Downtown District. This is a really great time for downtown Iowa City. There's been some challenges over the past 10 years downtown, and there's always things changing about downtown Iowa City, and we're in a real positive growth spurt right now in terms of lots of new energy for downtown, working collaboratively together as businesses, restaurants, and bars, and making things happen so that downtown Iowa City is safer, it's cleaner, there's a continued diversity of the kinds of businesses that are downtown, and an increase in the diversity of the kinds of housing that is available downtown. So our goal with the Iowa City Downtown District is to get people to come back downtown. And to do that, we need some people to come downtown, local people to come back downtown and experience the new downtown. So we're interested in even more activities going on downtown. So you've got private nonprofit organizations like the Englert and Summer of the Arts doing all kinds of lovely programming downtown. Pretty soon we're going to have film scene in the old Vito's place, is my understanding. Well, they'll have a temporary space there with one screen for independent films in a really festive atmosphere where there'll be food and drink and a place to linger and talk about film, see film, and a film community center, which is great. I mean, when you think about the Hardcore Film Festival, the Landlocked Film Festival that happens in our area, the state wanting to do more with film, so having film scene on the scene is pretty amazing. So there's lots of activities going on headed by these nonprofit groups, and then the Iowa City Downtown District has its own set of activities that we do directly, like Top Chef that happens earlier in the year, where there is lots of tasting going on, and people can, there's some judging going on, and then people can choose their people's choice for the best cocktail and the best food of those participating in Iowa City's Top Chef. We do Taste of Iowa City that just happened, where I was a volunteer for the first time selling tickets, and there were swarms of people downtown checking out the restaurants in a real affordable way, where you buy tickets, each dish is 1 to 3 tickets, and you get to sample things from different area restaurants, so you know where you'd like to eat a whole meal later on. And what I really liked about that was that it was not just students and university staff and faculty that participated, but lots of families came down, people got dressed up and came down, and so it was a nice mix of the community and the university. We're heading into a couple of new events, a tree hugger event where people will be asked to help knit huggers for trees, and so there's over 100 trees in the district boundaries, and they'll be, each one will have its own specifically knitted cover for part of its trunk. So that's a new event coming on. Another new event is a wine tasting event that probably will happen in the fall of 2013. And then we have Celebrate the Season, which is this year's, I think, going to be the weekend after Thanksgiving, and just really having a children's film at the Englert, having a glass artist using recycled glass to create sculpture, where people can bring glass from home. This artist will melt it down, and you can watch him create art from the glass you just brought in. So that's really going to be a fun event. So we want to continue our events and expand our events, but we're also co-sponsoring events that other people are putting on. The North Side's been doing Oktoberfest, and we're a major sponsor of that, which happens the first weekend in October. There is also Saturday night concert series, which the summer of 2013 will be sponsoring that again with a large sponsorship. But we also want to look at issues of safety and cleanliness and infrastructure. So The downtown district supported a new officer that will be a foot and bike patrol downtown with an annual donation to help pay for that officer. And the focus is not on harassment or enforcement. The focus is really about relationship building, about crime prevention, and when appropriate, enforcement. And so we're really going to be asking that the officer with the right personality to fit that bill will be selected to be the downtown district beat officer. And it'll be all times of year, even in the cooler weather, that we'll have a beat cop, community officer downtown. So we're excited about that. We're also looking at some year-round and holiday lighting that's a little more extensive than it has been in the past, as well as parking regulations are being revamped with the city. And so we've been part of those discussions to figure out parking may cost a little more on the street because it's a privilege trying to literally drive people into the parking facilities, where it'll be cheaper to park, plus it's covered parking, so your car's not as hot and it doesn't get all icy, and you don't have to worry about standing in the slush when you get out of your car in the winter. And we're also doing a bunch of marketing of the downtown district, both locally and after this year we'll be doing some more regional marketing, so I'm happy to talk about that a little more as well.
Okay, could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest tasks of Iowa City Downtown District is to market the area. So our job is not to help spur any individual business. It is to make sure that the whole area is safe, is clean, and marketed. And that will just help everything stay safer and cleaner and marketed the more that we do that. So we're looking at a whole program. We have really an amazing marketing committee that has been meeting a lot, developing plans, using a local graphic designer to have wayfinding information so people can find their way around, to do radio and television spots so people know to come back and check out downtown Iowa City again. Having creative posters that with a consistent look to them, revamping our website so it's even more accessible. Although our website, downtowniowacity.com, has a lot of hits. People really look for events on there, but you can also look for specific stores, where to park for any particular store that you're wanting to go to. So it's a really great website, but we want to improve that. We're also doing a lot of social marketing. So using social media to connect with people and asking them to then put it on their page so that people all over can just spread the word about downtown Iowa City can spread. So it's a pretty comprehensive program. And then, for example, the day after Thanksgiving, we've got a home football game against Nebraska. It's on a Friday, and we're going to be advertising in Lincoln, Nebraska, the home of the Nebraska team, to make sure that those folks know about downtown Iowa City. So we're really trying to cover all of our bases.
Okay. How does the downtown district feel about the new Moen building, which is currently under construction on the Ped Mall, and created such a controversy citywide?
Yeah, the district as an organization has not taken a stand for or against. We haven't even talked about the Moen building specifically. What we have talked about from the very beginning is wanting more diversity downtown in terms of more retail and more people living downtown. But we have not spoken directly about the Moen building one way or another.
And my last question is, in the best of all worlds, what do you envision for the future of downtown Iowa City?
Well, we're working really hard to march toward that future where there's always going to be empty spots in a vital and successful commercial area. There are going to be empty spots, and then what happens is people shift around, like, oh, I've always wanted to have my store in that block or on that spot. And so people shift around and it creates other vacancies, which then create new opportunities for new businesses to come downtown. So I always want to see that shifting, because I think that means there's vitality, there's diversity, there's energy and momentum downtown. So I think, though, there are some things the community has said they want to see downtown, that they want to see some more general shopping downtown. They'd like to see a toy store downtown. Some people want to see a hardware store back downtown. And I think when there are more people living downtown, especially the hardware store, is easier to be successful downtown. So when we start seeing some of the businesses that are on the market niche study done by the City of Iowa City start coming in or coming back downtown, I think that will be an indicator of success. I foresee us retail having to be open later at night. Like, as an individual benchmark for my own business, if we're open on Thursday nights till 8 p.m., but when we feel compelled to be open on Friday and Saturday night, because there's so many people window shopping, wanting to come into stores, going for dinner, and lingering downtown for entertainment, and that there's enough people that I can afford to be open later a couple nights. So when that starts happening, that will also be part of the vision. And I think continuing having the diversity of housing downtown. And the only way to do that is to probably have a little bit more density, which is when you want to prevent urban sprawl and protect the inner city neighborhoods from more density, having density downtown can be one solution for those challenges in our community.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think that the university has really been a great partner in the redevelopment of our thinking about downtown. Before, they've been a voice, but they haven't been a player at the table in the same way that they are now. And they're also providing funds for the Iowa City Downtown District. So not only are we funded through property in the district boundaries being taxed, and that gives us the resources to do all of these activities, but the university is putting in $100,000 per year, and that really makes a difference. And the university understands both its obligation, because they've taken property off the tax rolls for university purposes, especially post-flood of 2008, although before that as well, but they also understand how important a vital and clean and safe downtown is for their recruitment of not just students but also faculty and staff. So I think we are really creating great partnerships. I have to say that downtown, especially the locally owned businesses downtown, we are independent cusses. And this is a moment in time where we have come together to say that our united voice and our common goals are more important than just our individual needs, and that we hope those larger group goals helps us individually. But the group goals are so important right now that we need to stick together, figure out a way to work together with one voice and make some things happen, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, well, thank you very much for
thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks.